There's a big difference in the energetics. A pharmaceutical, obviously being something man-made, created in a lab, is devoid really of that life vitality. An herb has its own energetics, its own vibration, its own connection into the universe, just as each of us has. So the way that we can relate to them is a much deeper level than a pharmaceutical. Well, each herb has, as I said, its own energetics, and those energetics interact with each body differently. So using herbs as medicine, we're allowing that ability to hone in on what that unique individual needs, and that life quality that the herbs possess interacts in a fuller and more complete way than a pharmaceutical would, without the side effects. There's something that are created by nature, something that grows in a synergistic manner as we live with the elements, with the sunrise and the sunset. So we have an inherent relationship. And so when we consume those herbs into our body or apply them to our skin, that relationship is already more harmonious than something that is a chemical compound that our body doesn't recognize and can't speak the language of. So something like insomnia, where we have difficulty falling asleep or even difficulty staying asleep, we're going to want to calm the motion in the mind, and we're going to want to build the health of the nervous system. Valerian is going to be really beneficial for calming the motion in the mind that's causing that insomnia. And then we'll also look at herbs that will help build the overall health of the body and the health of the nervous system, which will long-term support the insomnia or alleviation of the insomnia. And if you experience a little bit of road rage or anger easily or get a little hot-headed, we're going to want herbs that cool the mind and soothe some of that excess fire or heat that an individual is experiencing. One of my favorite herbs for that is Shankhpushpi, another Indian herb. And this herb will be great taken as a medicated ghee, which is clarified butter that's then prepared in a traditional method, extracting out the qualities of the Shankhpushpi herb. And that ghee would be taken in a small amount of warm milk with spices, or a small amount of warm water as well. And then sometimes we have a little bit of dullness in the mind, lethargy or sluggishness. We're having a hard time waking up in the morning or focusing in that busy meeting in the afternoon or into the day. And Tulsi is my favorite herb for helping to awaken the mind. Tulsi has a quality of being very pure and helping us connect to our higher potential and our greater consciousness. So both invigorating to the mind and awakening to the mind, and also helping us to connect in a bigger picture sense. So something that I think most everybody can benefit from is a little rejuvenation, something we don't quite get enough of. And of course, supporting our lifestyle to allow for that is the most important thing. Next to that, of course, in supporting our lifestyle will be our herbs. So some of my favorite herbs for helping to support what we call ojas, or that sense of life vitality or well-being in the body, would be Guduchi. And Guduchi is an herb that helps to build ojas. It also helps to support the function of the liver, which is so important for the health of all the other organs in the body. And it's an herb that all of these herbs would be really well taken in something that has a nourishing quality to it, like milk or a medicated ghee. Another herb that is going to be beneficial for building ojas, has a little more warming quality to it, is ashwagandha. So this herb is going to also build ojas. It's going to help build tissue in the body. It has the quality of also calming and soothing the mind. So that insomnia or that excess motion in the mind I was mentioning, ashwagandha is going to be a great herb to combine with valerian. Ashwagandha is going to build the health of the mind and the nervous system long term, and valerian is going to help soothe the initial symptom of the insomnia or excess motion. And then Amalaki, which is one of the herbs that is in the triphala I mentioned earlier. Amalaki is a fruit that has one of the highest concentrations of vitamin C. So it's very powerful for building our immune system. It's powerful for cellular regeneration in the skin externally and internally in the body. So Amalaki is going to be another herb that will be helpful for building ojas, helpful for clearing the colon and making sure that it's functioning well, which will allow for overall healthy tissue formation.